I believe in breaking the rules. I don't believe in, and I'm not talking ethical. I'm talking, hey y'all, it's Karen from Let's Make the Day Count, and today I am just sitting here and working on some artwork, and just kind of chilling out a little bit. It's really been a busy week. Um, and I had a little bit of time that because I just finished up the artwork that I was working on, and I'm like, well, people have been asking for me to show them how to work with SVGs and how to change them to work with the projects that they're actually working on. So it's like, well, no better time than now to do that. So that's what I'm going to be working on in this video, as well as, just chit chatting and kind of giving you a weekly update. But to work with an SVG, which an SVG is the file that you use to send to your cutting software for whatever cutter that you're using, because there's several different ones that someone could use. But I'm using Adobe Illustrator. That's what I use to create all of my artwork and stuff. So, it's, to me, it's just the easiest of programs, and not everybody is going to agree. I mean, I this is just my personal preference. But you can go up to File and then go to Open. We'll go here and let me find the file. There it is. So I'd already kind of, been working with this a little bit, but you can change the color of things. Let's do this. Object, ungroup. There we go. And then all I did was I selected the layer, and then I clicked this hamburger hamburger menu here, and then I went to release layers to a sequence. This way you can work with each individual layer. Um, and I'll show you what I mean. See, you can now change each individual aspect, because, say for instance, if you're using a Cricut cutter, then when you upload the SVG, Design Space just takes and separates the colors for you. You'll have to attach or weld or what have you, but it automatically separates it into your colors, and even in your panel over on the side. That way you can see what color, which one is what. So it makes things a lot easier. But to change the color, say for instance, if you want this to be, say, I don't know, a dark brown, then you can change that, And then you can change this to, change this to, let's go with a darker red. Well, that's not changing it. Why? Oh, that's still grouped. There we go. Now, maybe that'll work. Let's see. No. Why is this not working? For some reason, it's not changing it. Oh, well, maybe that's why. That's why. You can change that. I noticed over here in the layers menu that when I selected this, it didn't select all of these. So you have to select all of these in order to change it. Like this here, we can change that to go with the let's go with that color. And see, that's doing the same thing. Why is it doing that? Let's see. There we go. And let me get rid of that because I don't want a stroke around that. And then, I mean, you know, this way you can change all the colors. Where's that one at? To suit, you know, whatever project that you're working on. And then when you send it to, I mean, you can make things larger. You select it, hold down your shift key and using your mouse, and you can resize things, make them larger. Um, you can also use this, which is your direct selection tool, which will allow you to change other aspects about it individually. Like you could get in here and really work with the head here and, you know, change a lot about it. But, you know, that's how you get in here and change an SVG. You just have to make sure that you ungroup all of these groups and make them a layer that is workable. Um, because if you don't, um, you won't be able to change the colors. Oops. Like you want to. Let's see. The object. And then, and like if you've already got the color um, in the document that you want to use, you click click on the eyedropper tool here and just click that color, and it'll change the colors here. Oops. Let's do this. All right. Lord of mercy. All right. Now, but each individual one has to be changed. Okay. um, but that's how you work with an SVG to kind of change it and manipulate it a little bit. And you know, if you don't like this font, you can take this font out, add a new layer over here, and select, you know, put what you want to in this. You can completely change what this says, but this gives you an idea of, you know, how to get in here and start manipulating a file and changing things out. So, um, I hope that helps some of you kind of get an idea of how to work with, you know, Illustrator. And I mean, there's going to be a lot of other tutorials that I do um to help you learn how to do certain things. Um, because I'm just a firm believer that, you know, we do need to give back and we do need to help. Um, because the more that I'm just a firm believer that the more that we give, the more we get back, and we all need to become self sufficient um in ways that we can make a living um and pay our bills and stuff like that, which is something that people have had to do for thousands of years. So, um, doing these crafts, um, making these little projects and stuff like that, you can actually make a really good living at it. I'm not sitting here saying that it is easy and without stress. without issues. Far from it, because I've been doing this for 23 years, and I'm telling you, I still mess up. I have had a screen print and sign shop for 23 years, and I still make mistakes, even on screen printing. So, it's, but you only fail if you don't try, or when you stop trying. That's when you fail. And as long as you're trying, and as long as you're putting forth your best, that's all you can do. And be willing to learn, and take things slow. Don't try to, go out and buy $25,000 worth of equipment and then think you're going to be able to make enough money in the first year to pay you back for the equipment that you purchased, as well as make a profit, because the chances are very slim. It's like I tell all of my clients, when they're starting a business and we're working on their branding, um, it's a lot more into business than just starting a business, coming up with the name, coming up with the logo, with letterhead and stuff. You have to be willing to make the time to put into this business, because if you don't make the time to put into this business, then you're not going to get anything out of it. Just because you create a logo and you come up with the business name and you register it with the state for taxes, and you register your business with the federal government and all this, just because you do all of that doesn't mean you're going to have a successful business. But what does mean that you will have a successful business is if you put in the time, the blood, the sweat, the tears into running that business, promoting that business, and doing what needs to be done for that business. Because just building it doesn't mean they're going to come. That's not a true philosophy to have, especially in business. Because regardless of what you're doing, someone else out here in this world is doing it too. There is very few original ideas anymore. And in business, you just have to understand and know what you bring to the table, so that you can portray that in all of your marketing and advertising and everything else to the people that you are meant to serve. Because you can't serve everybody. And if you try to serve everybody, you're going to end up not serving anybody. So, and this is something that I really go in depth with, with my clients that have entrusted me with helping them build their brand and give their business a face, because I don't want to see them fail. But at the same time, I also can't, kind of like the old saying goes, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Same concept. I can give my clients all the information that there is, but it don't mean you know, don't mean that they're going to do what I suggest that they do. And just because I suggest something doesn't mean I'm suggesting it as, you know, a diehard, you got to stick to this plan type thing, because I believe in breaking the rules. I don't believe in, and I'm not talking ethical. I'm talking what other people think. I don't I don't think there's in business there's a set rules. And if somebody tries to say that there are, I'm going to break those rules. Excuse me. Because I'm not going to be, I'm not going to allow society, so to speak, to put a ceiling on what I can do in my business, or how far I can go, or how well I can do in my business. That's my decision, not somebody else's. You see what I'm saying? You're not going to tell me that I can't use two colors together, because I promise you there's a way I can make that work. It might take me working a little bit longer on the artwork and putting in the time, but I promise you I can make those two colors that people say don't go together and make it look really great. So, you know, don't let someone else make you conform to what their opinions are. Know what you want. Know in your heart what you want. And be okay enough with yourself to stick with that. Because what you see and what you feel in your heart is what matters. Not what other people are out here saying. It's like I worked for a lot of years in the music industry, and Southern rock genre. And one of the guys that I worked with in one of the bands, he owned the band. He bought the name. It was a band that came out in the 70s, which was a killer band. They still are. He purchased the name, and he has kept this band going all these years and touring. And one of the main things that I learned from him, the 10 years I was working with him, and is he always said, keep your blinders on and keep pressing forward. Because if you're not paying attention to what all is going on around you, then you're not going to be distracted. And you're going to keep your focus on your goals and making sure that you meet your goals, regardless of what's going on out here on the side of you. So, it's, and I still live by that today. I mean, there are times that sometimes I have to buy new blinders, because they the wear and tear kind of put holes in them. But still, I try my best, and that's all I can do. Um, and that's why, that's kind of why I wanted to use the name that I picked for this channel. You know, let's all make the day count. Because as long as we make our days count, we're getting closer and closer to our goals. And we have peace, and we're content, and we can lay our heads down every night on our pillow and sleep soundly. It's simple. Make the day count. And where that all came from is another, great story that I'm going to be making a video about, and explaining, you know, where that all originated from. Because the guy that always said that was just an absolutely amazing man. And I am so honored and so blessed that he crossed my path, and that he became someone that not only did I respect immensely, but I looked up to him. he taught me a lot, and I'll always be indebted to him. I mean, he was just one amazing man. But, like I said, that's all a story for another time. It's it's just a lot, and it's probably a story that could very well have me in tears before it's over, because he's no longer with us. And we lost him suddenly, I mean it, and I say suddenly, it's not like he was not like any of us or a spring chicken, for the most part. But he had lived a long, wonderful life, and but it did happen quickly. And no, it wasn't because of this virus thing that we've been dealing with for a few years either. So, but I just wanted to come on and show you some little tips about working with some artwork and how to change things to suit your projects, and just have a little chit chat with you um tonight, because it's Saturday night, and the shop doors are locked, the lights are off, and it's time for the weekend. So I hope all of you have a wonderful, wonderful night. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button below, um, and hit the notification bell on the side over there. And that way you'll be notified when I post other videos. And, if you don't mind, if you liked this video and everything, just give it a little thumbs up. Let me know that you liked it. And comment below and kind of tell me what you're looking for and what you need help with. I'm here to help, any way that I can. So yeah, just let me know. And, remember, let's all make the day count.